So welcome back to more of Mega Man X3, and here we're gonna take on the Weatherman himself and go into Dr. Doppler's castle here. This first stage starts off pretty tough. There's gonna be a lot of small enemies you have to worry about. And let's see, the really annoying thing about this stage is that some of the enemies are cheaply placed, and you can end up getting killed that way. Let's see, what I want to do is get the parasitic bomb, and this is one thing the parasitic bomb can do, is I can just take out these missile shooting guys. And this does take a while, and I am just playing this cautiously because it's really easy to either over jump and hit the spikes, or get knocked into a pit by some of these enemies. I mean, fortunately you do have the wall climbing, and fortunately you do have some of those things. Like right there, it's really easy for one of those missiles to knock you into the pit. So just be careful that way. Let's see, outside of that, this first stage is pretty basic. You have your platforming challenges, and since this is an X game, you need to have one of those wall climbing things. And this is where you're gonna find the hyper chip, and we'll be getting into that pretty soon. But first we got ourselves a mini boss. And fortunately this guy's not that big a deal, and Zero shows up too. I think if you get Zero killed before this stage, you just fight this guy straight without the dialogue. No, we're just gonna shove some spinning blades in its face and end up beating him pretty easily. Even though I don't know what Zero was doing to try and stop that collapsing ceiling, but whatever, we're done with that. And Zero just is probably out doing whatever. Let's just keep going here. I am going to be using the spinning blade for the majority of this stage because, well, it's just a powerful enough weapon, and it does work against those mace ball throwing guys. But here we can get ride armor, so let's just show off K. Unfortunately, with the ride armors, is that you can use them to get the hyper chip, and you do have to be at full health in order to use it, or in order for the Dr. Light capsule to show up. So let's just make sure we are. And with those previous chips, I mean, if you got one of them, this thing wouldn't appear. But since I didn't get any of them, and I got everything else instead, I get myself the hyper chip, or the golden armor, or whatever you want to call it. And with that, the protective shield is a lot better. The let's see what else. I can restore health by just standing still. And then let's see, I do get a Giga attack with the arm chip, and then I can dash twice in the air with a leg chip. That was stupid. Respawning. You are respawning. So let's just take care of this the easy way. Yeah, I am backtracking to get the ride armor back. I mean, it is kind of annoying that this thing despawned on me, but oh, what are you gonna do? So let's just go ahead and show K off some more. And with the kangaroo ride armor, you obviously get those spike fists, which look cool, but don't really make that much of a difference. And let's see, the biggest change is that you can charge it up and then have a long range punch, which is always good. And also you can't break these spike balls without the ride armor, so that's just one reason why I'm using it. And just taking out some more bad guys. And other than that, this first stage is actually pretty easy. And if you did leave Bit and Bite open, they actually would have had a door there. But instead, we get to fight a different boss. And I am going to show off the different boss fights at the end of the Let's Play. So, just in case you wanted to know. Anyway, this is the Press Disposer, I think it's called. And pretty much all it does is that it likes to shoot acid to, I guess, dissolve trash, and it likes to grab you and Also, that cannon is going to be the target I'm going to end up hitting the most, just because it does have a pretty big hitbox and it's pretty easy to hit. But after you destroy the cannon, what it's going to do is it's going to dump acid on the floor. And that acid will hurt you, and also those spikes on the right will kill you. And other than that, this guy's really not that tough. He's just annoying to deal with. But I mean, I actually had a pretty good run against him, so I was able to take him out pretty quickly. But yeah, that's it for Doppler Stage 1. So now here we are at Doppler Stage 2. And with Doppler Stage 2, this is where you would fight Vile if he was still alive, but he is not. So, let's see, these enemies are pretty tough to deal with, so I'm just gonna try and take them out with spinning blades. And they are pretty cheaply placed, just like before. And this stage in particular really isn't that tough. It is pretty annoying, and it does get a little tedious at certain times. And let's see, all I'm doing here is just trying to take out these guys, because they do a lot of damage to you if you touch them, and also they can wear you down with their lasers and whatnot. And also, if you left Vile alive, this section actually wouldn't be a water section. I know that the first time I killed Vile, I ended up going in here with a different kind of ride armor and then ended up getting it killed. And I think I mentioned earlier, if you get a ride armor destroyed, you can't use it again for the rest of the stage. Those stupid missiles, why do you have to go everywhere but the target I'm trying to hit? Yeah, see, that's the problem with the Frog one, is that it just does whatever the hell it wants. And I'm not sure why. But anyway, that's the end of that, so this is a mini-boss that Zero can fight. This is also a mini-boss X can fight. And I just wish the game would do a better job at telling you that you can actually do this with Zero, because in every other boss door you go through, X shows up and then says, Zero, I'll handle this. But anyway, regardless, here we're fighting Mosquitus, and what Mosquitus likes to do, besides die, is use those colors to do different things to you. But instead, Zero can't get out of the way in time and ends up getting exploded on. And this guy can be a little tricky, especially when you're trying to hit him with a Z-Saber, but outside of that, he's really not that big a problem. And of course, Zero fails again in this series. But fortunately, he, well, this actually isn't the last time he gets killed, but we'll be getting to that pretty soon. Yeah, fortunately, Zero turned into a lot less of a, I guess, a comic fodder who gets killed a lot, and actually turned into a lot more of a badass. But let's see, I need to show off the Z-Saber now, so I can do that. Anyway, yeah, the Z-Saber is a really awesome weapon. You can take out enemies really fast with it. And let's see, it is going to be useful for dealing with these armored guys. And yeah, I mean, with the armored guys, they just take a lot of hits to kill, and this is actually a really long stage, and let's see, we're not even into the biggest reason as to why it's so tedious. Well, actually, we're getting there pretty soon. Yep, here it is. And let's see, what I have to do is I have to break the armor on these snails, and then let's see, I'm gonna have to wait for it to climb up, because unfortunately this is really the only way to get past these spikes. And let's see, what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna use a parasitic bomb to let's see, these guys didn't respawn. Well, that's a shame. Alright, let's see, just need to get here. And also the it is really easy to overshoot your jump and hit the spikes. Well, that's just something you do have to monitor while you're doing this. And yeah, unfortunately I had to come up with something interesting to talk about, because this section does take a while. And there's the parasitic bomb in action. You can latch it onto those missile shooting guys and then direct them into other enemies, which is always fun. I'll tell you what, I think I want to hang on to these. Yeah, I want to hang on to this spot. And really the only issue with this part is that A, they try and fake you out, and B, they want to just put some enemies above you for whatever reason. And fortunately we are done with this section, so let's just get going. Let's see, this is going to be the boss if you did kill Vile. And pretty much what it is, it's actually just a little advancement of whatever that mini-boss was in Toxic Seahorse's stage. Otherwise, this would just be a huge checkpoint room if you left Vile alive. And let's see, really all I'm doing is just avoiding the missiles, well, most of them at least. So I can just Z-saber him. Or not, because the missiles decided to hit me instead. Okay, let's just try this again, why don't we? Alright, get over here so I can Z-saber you. Thank you. And the thing with the Z-saber is it is very powerful, and it also like does damage after it hits. So it's a really easy way to shave off a lot of health. I mean, of the bosses. So that's the end of Doppler 2. And fortunately that was a pretty easy stage. Unfortunately it is a little tedious, but really not that bad. And you know what, I might as well try and get the third stage out of the way while I can. Let's see, this is going to be the boss rush level. I might speed these up, but I'm not really sure yet. Then again, I didn't show off like everything. Or I mean, I didn't show off like all the ways to kill the bosses with their respective weaknesses. Considering like how out of order I fought this. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Z-Saber and then like demonstrate like what happens when you kill it with its weakness. And of course I missed because this is me screwing up during a Let's Play. What else is new? Alright, gotcha. See, might as well just show off the gravity well. Yeah, really all you have to do is just shoot this thing, and then it just kills him. And that's just it charged up. That does do mega damage to him, so that's always a good thing. Also, just like X2, there's a thing in the middle you can shoot in order to get some power-ups. So that's always fun and good. So let's see, who do we got next? Yeah, that's what I want to do. And fortunately, Blizzard Buffalo is going to be a lot quicker this time. Just because I don't have to worry about like having to play defense and whatnot. And that's just the easy way to shave off his health. And yeah, just really all there is to this fight. It's just as simple as it always was. And that is the good thing about this boss rush, is that even though it does take a while to do, I mean, with the weaknesses, there's almost no reason to get hit a lot, and then you really don't have to worry about dying at this point either. Let's see, who do we got here? It looks like we got Volt Catfish here. And I just undershot it. See, I think all I'm gonna do is just wait for this guy. And, yeah, that is pretty much all there is to this fight. Let's just wait for him here. And then, same thing as before, all you have to do is just hit him with a tornado thing, and then that will cancel out his attack, and then it'll reset him. Also, this guy has a really huge mouth. Probably should have commented on that earlier. Alright, so in here should be... Actually, I have no idea. I'm not gonna pretend like I know the order of these bosses, well, because I don't. And then I'm just gonna try and take him out, or not take him out with a Z-Saber, but just do some damage to him. Yeah, I gotta wait for him to charge though, that's really the thing. Alright, see if I can take him out with a Z-Saber instead. And you're out of here. And also with that, well, it's kind of like the thing that Marks uses in Kirby Superstar, where if you like go into it, it does a lot of damage to you. So just stay away from that thing and you're good. Oh, that was nice of them. See, this should be... might as well just do this the easy way. What you can do is just dash and then go under him and just wait for him to jump into it. And yeah, this is the easy way, and this is a pretty forgettable Maverick, if ever there was one. So yeah, I should talk about like where I'm gonna go next with these Mega Man LPs, and I do have Mega Man 5 for Game Boy finished. I just have to edit together the footage, and then I think I'm just gonna upload the RAWs and then have me and a guest commentator go over it. Not really sure how we're gonna structure that though. Still need to get a hold of them. And after that, well, I mean, I'm probably gonna have to do that like as a side project, and then have to do 4, 5, and 6 in the meantime. I mean, fortunately with these games, they are really easy to go through, and they really don't take that long to, finish, and that's really the good thing about doing these kind of games. So let's just hit this guy some more. And yeah, that is Tunnel Rhino, always as pathetic as ever. So let's see, I think we got Crushed Crawfish and Neon Tiger left. And again, I probably should show off what the Giga Attack does. It's pretty much a... or it's like charged up all the time, and you do get that gauge refilled by getting hit some more, which is unfortunate, but that's just part of the game. Alright, let's just get this guy out some more. And that just made things a little bit easier. And just one more. I mean, I already did show off fighting this guy with both Catfish's weapons, so... I mean, I didn't really accomplish much there. So now the last one's gonna be Neon Tiger. And I think if I don't get hit that much, I'll probably show off what you can do with the energy chip. Basically just stand still and let your health regenerate. That's pretty much all there is to it. And his pattern is simple enough. I actually have to wait for him to shoot at me, so I can do that. And just some more of this. Then again, he does look pretty anguished, but then again, if I did get hit by a giant beam saber, I probably would be too. So let's just stand here for a little bit, and yeah, this is just me showing off the energy chip. It's really not much to it. I might as well just refill stuff while I'm here. And see, this next part's pretty simple. All you have to do is just dash at the right time, and not get hit like that, or that. And let's see, we should be heading up to Doppler's fight soon. And of course there's another glowing thing in the background. Not really sure why. I also like Doppler's talking animation where all he's doing is just stroking his beard. And again, if I had a beard like that, I'd probably do that too. Even though I never really understood like why he felt the need to like create these shoulder pads for himself. I mean, it looks cool and you can actually fly with it, so... Then again, if I wanted to be a mad scientist, I'd probably create some shoulder pads for myself too. I mean, if I could fly it with it, at least. Alright, time to show you what kind of quack weatherman you are. The thing with Doppler is whenever he stands still like that, if you shoot at him, he forms this regenerative field and he ends up refilling his health that way. So if you do shoot him a lot, you are going to end up refilling his health for him. And let's see, other than that, he's just gonna charge up and then fly at you. No, that stinks, that didn't kill him. Alright, well let's just deal with him here. And no more weather predicting for you. And of course he follows that standard video game or movie thing where once a hero ends up defeating them, they like all of a sudden realize that they're wrong. And yeah, horrific is definitely the correct word to describe that thing. Oh, we will be seeing that pretty soon. So at least he gets to teleport out. So with that, I am going to call the video, so join me next time as I take out Sigma for the third time. See you soon.